Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lexi and today I am bringing you my birthday book haul. So on the 16th of July it was my 24th birthday. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm 24. Anyway, I was super fortunate to receive books as gifts from a lot of my family and friends. They are my #1 supporters here on my BookTube channel. So of course they fed my book addiction and got me some books. I pretty much wrote down a list of a bunch of books I wanted, so it really made it easy for everyone, and it also helped that we didn't double up on anything. And my mum was so nice to give me a $100 Booktopia gift card, so I do have that money to spend on some more books as well. It's pretty much the end of July and I haven't spent it yet, just because I know there's a few books coming out that I really want, so I'm trying to hold off till then. So big shout out to my mum for that as well. Oh my god, so I just was feeling awkward because I could see people like out the front of the other house and I'm like, oh my god, they're probably judging me. And now that girl is doing a TikTok video. Like, I'm not even kidding, she's doing the TikTok dance. Oh my god, can I go be friends with her? So without further ado, let's jump straight into the book haul. So if you guys have watched some of my other videos, you will definitely know that the Lorien Legacies series, or like the I Am No. 4 series by Pittacus is one of my favorite series of all time. It pretty much follows aliens that have come to Earth and are living amongst us and how they end up trying to protect our world from other alien invaders. It's got amazing characters, it's written beautifully, and it's such an engaging series that I got through all of the books without being bored once. Pretty much once that series ended, the author, who goes by the pen name Pittacus, he started a new series which is the Legacies Reborn series, and my fiance was nice enough to buy me the 3 books that are currently out in this set. He also really loved the I Am No. 4 movie, so I feel like that bias sort of did sway him to purchase the books for me. So the 3 books are Generation 1, Fugitive 6 and Return to 0. So again, it's following that same like numerical titles. So I'm super excited to see if there is any of the original characters in this series and like how it all comes together. Spoiler if you haven't read the first series, but this series basically follows on from what happens after the war ends and how do humans deal with getting all these Lorien powers and abilities. So if this series is anything like the first series, I'm going to absolutely love it and I can't wait to dive back into this world. The next book that I received was from my fiance's family, and that is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. So this book is basically a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, but I believe from the perspective or like the life story of the Queen of Hearts. It's meant to still have like the whimsical sort of elements to it, focusing more on the evil queen before she was evil, as well as focusing on like what her early life was like. And it honestly sounds so great. This again was a book that was on my list that I was wanting. I've been really interested to read it ever since Hayley in Bookland. I'll put her YouTube just here. She's an amazing booktuber. Ever since she recommended it, being like a massive Alice in Wonderland fan, I was like, if she likes it, then it must be good. And as you guys have probably gathered from my other videos, I do really love retellings. It's so nice to jump into a world that you know, but with a really different spin on it. I was also super fortunate to get from them Girls with Razor Hearts. So this one here is a sequel to Girls with Sharp Sticks. Yes, Girls with Sharp Sticks. And I loved that. I read that book as part of my physical book club, and I'm pretty sure all of us that did read it really enjoyed it, but I've been looking forward to the sequel ever since I finished it. Again, the synopsis is a bit of a spoiler if you haven't read the first book, but it pretty much follows the girls after their escape, and it sort of deals with the ideas of identity and revenge and what they do with their lives now that they know all that they know. I'm really excited to read this one. I think it's going to be a great time, and I'm excited to see what the author does with a lot of the plots that were left open at the end of the last book. The final 4 books that I'm going to talk about I received from one of my best friends, Brooke. So shout out to her if you're watching this. First book I'm going to talk about is Cursed by Thomas Wheeler and illustrated by Frank Miller. You've probably seen a lot going around about this book. It is getting adapted into a new Netflix show, which I believe just recently came out. And sticking with that retelling theme that I was talking about earlier, this one is a retelling of the the Sword and the Stone / Merlin / Arthur, like that sort of medieval era. One of my favorite childhood movies was Quest to Camelot. So it was pretty much, again, like a retelling, but the main character was a girl who had to find Excalibur and like save the day. That is on Netflix as well, because I made my fiance watch it with me the other day when we saw that Cursed came out, and I was like, hopefully it's something like this, but just for adults rather than kids. My expectations for this are quite high. Like, I really hope I love it, and I really hope that the show lives up to it as well. Something interesting about this book as well is that it does feature the illustrations, as obviously it says on the cover, and they look so cool. They're just like in black and white, but I honestly am really excited to read them and have the pictures as well. The next book is The Boneless Mercies by April Genevieve. I am not going to pronounce that properly, so I'm just going to leave it. And this sounds really, really cool. It's basically about witches who have to kill people. Like, they have to be merciful and take the lives of people in their community. And because of that, they are sort of like shunned, I guess. And then there's a beast or a monster, and they decide to slay the beast to try and win back, I guess, their honor. Basically, the last line of the blurb on the back is, "But glory comes with a price." So I'm super intrigued by that, and this cover is honestly so stunning. Like, how could you not love it? And I'm hoping that this has a really feminist sort of twist to it. Like, it seems like it would. Like, even on the cover, like, "We made people uneasy, for we were women with weapons. Men would not do our sad, dark work." So it does sound like it will have a sort of feminist twist to it, so I really hope that I enjoy this one. The next two books from Brooke were just little extras that I'm so thankful for. The first one is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So this is a very well-loved edition, so I'm super happy that she was able to give this to me. This is a very well-loved edition, but I honestly don't mind. A book's a book, you know what I mean? I've pretty much been wanting to read this ever since Daisy Jones and the Six became like such a thing. I do want to get to that one as well, but I want to read this first just because this was published first, and I know the two have nothing to do with each other, but I've never read Taylor Jenkins Reid, so I do want to start with this and then do Daisy Jones and Six if I like this one. I honestly think that I will. It sounds exactly like something I would read. It basically follows a biography of a celebrity who has had 7 husbands, and then somewhere along the plot, her path, Evelyn Hugo, intersects with the journalist who's writing the story, and that just sounds so intriguing to me, and I've heard amazing things about it, and that whole Hollywood era always has sort of interested me as well, so I think this will definitely be one that I enjoy. The final book for this book haul is an ARC edition of One of Us Is Next, the sequel to One of Us Is Lying by Karen M. McManus. So I haven't actually read the first book yet, so maybe that will be part of what I spend my voucher on, but it definitely sounds like something I would read. It seems to be a cross between Pretty Little Liars and The Breakfast Club. There's 5 students, they go to detention, and only 4 of them come back. So one of them is murdered. Who murdered them? What happened? What are we doing? And I believe this one picks up from where the first book leaves off. As I said, I haven't read the first one yet, so I'm not sure what to expect from this one. The series does have a lot of hype, and it is really enjoyed on BookTube and Bookstagram, so I am thinking that I'll enjoy it. And I do really love thrillers and mysteries as well. I just find that there's not that many good ones in YA. So I'm definitely excited to see if this one lives up to my expectations.
24 hours later.
Hello guys, I am actually here from 2 days after I filmed the initial video. I did actually see a few more friends straight after I filmed that video. Like, I knew I was going to see them that night, but I didn't really expect to get any books or anything. But obviously I did, that's why I'm here. So I'm here to share 3 more books that I received from a few of my girlfriends, so shout out to Peter and Sharon. They put so much thought into my gifts and so much thought into tracking down whether or not I had these books as well. They did also get me this little scrunchie with Minnie Mouse on it, and it's so freaking cute. But I will get straight onto it. So the books that they got me were these 3 here. So they are all part of the Twisted Tales Disney range. The first one is As Old as Time, A Twisted Tale. So this one is inspired by Beauty and the Beast, and this one is actually written by Liz Braswell. So she did the Aladdin one and the Ariel one, so I'm super excited to read this. I thought she did an amazing job on those two stories, so I'm really excited to see what she does with Beauty and the Beast. This is also another childhood favourite of mine, so I'm super excited to see how it's different, see what they keep the same, and I think it will just be a really great read. The next one is Reflection, so this is based off of Mulan, and this one is actually written by Elizabeth Lim, so a different author. I'm still hoping that this one will be really good. Mulan is sort of one of those movies I watched as a kid, but I guess I just didn't really understand it enough to appreciate it. So hopefully as an adult I do really enjoy it and really appreciate it for the story that it is. The little tagline for it sounds super interesting as well. Like, it literally says, "What if Mulan had to travel to the underworld?" Like, that sounds awesome. And the final book is So This Is Love, obviously inspired by Cinderella. And this one again is by Elizabeth Lim, so the same author as the Mulan book. And the tagline for this one is, "What if Cinderella never tried on the glass slipper?" I think that Cinderella is a really interesting one to play around with. It does get redone quite a lot. Like, a lot of your favourite books or movies really do follow like the Cinderella plot. So I think it will be interesting to, instead of reading a retelling of like the Cinderella story, instead of reading how the story can be different. I think that will be super interesting. But yeah, I am super thankful to have these 3 books to add to my collection.
Wouldn't you think my collection's complete?
I'm not going to try and hold all of the books up, because with these 3, that then becomes 1, 2, 9, this becomes 12 books, so I'm not going to try and hold that stack. So once again guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I've got a few vlogs planned and a few book review videos planned as well, so definitely keep an eye out for those. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!